Welcome to O&M Live Netball, kindly brought to you by McRae Motors. I'm Tamara Matthews, and joining me today for the preliminary final action between the Wodonga Raiders and the Corowa-Rutherglen Roos is Rhiannon Harris and Minna Lamb. Welcome to the penultimate game of the year.
Oh, what a day.
Can't wait. It's on.
And again, amazing spring weather, isn't it? Finals. It's perfect.
It is actually perfect. There is a slight breeze just to freshen things up. The sun is shining. The crowd have gathered.
Just hearing an echo in the arena of the Wodonga Raiders.
Putting it over the loudspeaker, that's not awkward at all. Well, before we begin, I'd like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land on which we broadcast from today and pay my respects to the elders past, present and emerging. Well, it is week 3 of finals, preliminary final day, and it's a battle between the side who finished top and had the first week off and the side who finished 5th and has had to fight their way through. We knew the season was tight, but I think this just highlights how tight it is.
Oh, absolutely. And I think credit to Corowa, a bit like Raiders at this point last season, is that there is absolutely no pressure on them. Every game that they win is just another week to fight it out, and I think they've gotten better as the weeks have rolled on.
I just ducked over and went to the loo before this, and the noise coming out of the Corowa-Rutherglen change rooms, there's laughter, there's music. There is an ultimate feel there that, you know what, we're here, girls. Let's give this a crack. No pressure.
Well, and I think that's it. They're playing with a certain amount of freedom, aren't they? They're coming off, as a club, a year of no A grade. So to be back, it has been an enormous achievement by so many people. To get to finals goes to another level, and then to be here playing for a spot on grand final day, you couldn't have scripted it any better.
And really for the Raiders as well, although they've finished on top, they have nothing really to lose either. They've had 2 back-to-back really consistent seasons, and credit to Jodie House and their club as a whole, because their club has been really successful again. But the second year contesting A-grade finals is still a lot to learn. And
a young side, but we say that they've got a fair bit of experience between them now, but I think still really a young side when you're talking, when you're looking at the likes of some of these other sides. So I reckon today is going to be an absolute cracker. The winner gets to take on Wodonga next week in the grand final. This competition this is a 32nd year that netball has been in the ovens of Murray, and Yarra are playing in their 17th grand final. So over half the grand finals they have contested, which is just outrageous, really, and a phenomenal achievement.
And there'll be a few of those girls in there that will have played the bulk of those 17.
Bridget Cass, Kylie Leslie, that crowd. How many have they got?
A lot. There's a lot of grand finals.
11 or 12, I would like to guess. So
I think there's a few that have played in about 7 winning ones. So there's a couple of losing ones in there, I think, too.
And to think some people go through their whole career not winning a single premiership, to win that many. Yeah,
amazing.
There's not many people that can attest to that.
No. So looking at today's game, last time these two sides have met, they've played twice during the year. They haven't met in finals. Raiders 62 defeating Corowa 56 the first time. Corowa led by 6 at quarter time before it was a 23-12 second quarter from Raiders. Gave them the lead, and then they went on to win that game. For Raiders, Taylor Donlan shot 40 goals at 90%. M. Stewart 22. No Molly Goldsworthy. Ava Kazgitsky played that wing defence. For Corowa, no Lou Madden. So Sophie she shot 34 goals that day, in Indy 22. So Sally Hunter back in GK, Leah being out in goal defence. So that was a different looking lineup. Last time they played, they round 17 at Corowa in that atrocious conditions, and it was Raiders 37 over Corowa 33. Corowa again led at quarter time, and then Raiders came back and held on to win by 4. Lou Madden 21, Indy 12, while for Raiders was a very similar story. Taylor 22 and M10. Shayla chipped in with 5. So I think the last time these two teams met a few weeks ago is the lineups we're going to see today.
And I think one of the key matchups on court is going to be Eliza Mooney coming up against Lou Madden. We saw Lou Madden really come into her own, particularly. I think it took her a little while to warm up last week, but in that second half, the feed between Indy and the work rate she did really opened the space up. And what I loved from Lou was she wasn't shooting just from under the post. She was happy to sink them from that mid-range shot, which she just turned, and I thought she was more dominant when she just turned and shot.
I think last week too we noticed that Indiana Fruenfelder came out the front and worked hard to get ball, but she also shot 16 goals. So she can be damaging too if the goals aren't dropping for Lou Madden. Lou Madden last week shot 30 goals, so I think key matchup, and Eliza needs to shut her down and keep her around that 20 to 25 mark.
Absolutely, and Corowa are going to have to adjust that feed because last week they could afford to go throw high balls in. Today those high balls are not going to be there as often, so they're going to have to come up with a different strategy entering the goal circle.
And likewise down the other end of the court, I thought Taylor Donlan started really, really well last week.
And then finished well.
And then finished really well. And credit to her, when she came back on, she came on with that intensity and it lifted their whole team, which was why that the differential shut down towards the end of that game. And they'll just need to play with that confidence from start to finish. And I think a big thing for both her and Em Stewart is getting a goal in quick and early.
And you're right, Minna. I think the reliance on those goal attacks to play their role. We know Em can be damaging. They're going to have to today because Taylor's got Sophie Hanrahan on her tail. Lou's got an Eliza Mooney. The goal attacks are going to really have to come into it. And there's going to be a lot of emphasis on the workload of the wing attack and the centre. They are going to have to show a lot of patience, I think, and make the most opportunities when they present.
Last week was a nice even spread for Raiders too. I think Taylor shot 25 and M 21. The big stat out of last week for me was that Sophie Hanrahan kept a predominant goal shooter in Amanda Umansky to 18 goals. So if Sophie can do that today, that potentially could be game.
And that puts a lot of pressure then on the other feeders and on Em Stewart if that is to happen. And it'll be interesting how that goes. And likewise, if things are going not the way in Corowa's favour, the luxury of having a tall shooter to throw on the court in Sophie, who in that last round against Panthers, she shot 30 goals. So they really don't lose anything there. So I think we are in for an absolutely ripping game today.
We are. So lineups, Corowa, same lineup as last week. Sophie Hanrahan coaching this team, Lou Madden and Indiana Fonfelder, as we said in the goals. Brooke Cannon starting centre, Zoe Prentice wing defence, and Ella Kingston wing attack with Lou Madden and Indiana Fonfelder in the goals. For Raiders, same lineup, except we're seeing Georgia Way starting today in that wing defence position, which I think is probably a great move. After seeing the way Ella Kingston played last week, I thought she was very dominant for Corowa, and I think they'd be wanting to try and shut her down and lessen her influence.
The other thing we haven't mentioned is Raiders have a home court advantage. However, I think half of Corowa has turned up on the other side of the court.
There's a lot of blue here.
There's a lot. Absolutely.
No, so it will be in for Estella. And I think Maggie St John, too, through that centre against Brooke Cannon, I think Maggie St John has really come into her own in this season. So I'm looking to see her really take that leadership role in that centre and come in as needed and not overplay that.
I saw a few people have tipped her for Tony Wilson medal tomorrow night. She has had a great year.
She has had a fantastic year, and we are off in the preliminary final. Last game for one of these sides. It's Raiders with the centre pass. Stewart on the move early. Shout out to Em's mum and dad. They're here in person today, not tuning in.
Sally Hunter with a foot off the baseline, but a great shutdown defence there. Stewart taking a moment, and the height of Donlan takes it with two hands over the outreach of Hunter.
And so trying some V&L tricks. She would have got away with that in Melbourne, I reckon, Minna.
She's pulling all her tricks out early.
Absolutely. Taylor, Donlan and Sally Hunter, teammates in Melbourne for the representative side. So
Corowa on the attack. Georgia Way out of play.
And
nice
shout
roll.
out, congratulations, Minna. A win for your 17 side this morning in the game against Raiders. Well done, through to a grand final.
Thanks so much. It feels pretty good.
That's 2 from 2 from the podcast team, because Liv Lespina, the 15's through as well.
Correct.
So might be a bit tumultuous on the call team next week.
Bit of talk about the juniors this week, I reckon.
I reckon, as we see Lou Madden. Corowa's first, and the Corowa crowd is up and about early.
And probably something that is noted is last week in that Yarran Raiders game, there wasn't a lot of influence by the 8th player in the crowd, whereas Sunday's game we really heard Cora and Wang fire up, and a quick turnover.
Stewart caught on the body of Hanrahan and giving her a nudge. So turnover for Corowa. They've moved it quickly early, but just being held up here.
You're right too, Ree. A bit more feeling in it when there is no tomorrow. The crowd really getting involved early here, which is great.
Great hold in the front position from Lou Madden, keeping Eliza Mooney behind her and finishing with a goal. So taking the centre pass from the Raiders with their centre pass to come are the Roos. Great second phase drive there from Ella Kingston. She was really dominant in that game for the Roos last week, particularly in that first half.
A bit of deja vu for the Raiders here last year in this game against Yarrawonga into an overtime, so they won't be afraid if it gets to that. They've been here before, as we see Corowa go to a 3-1 lead. House off the line, plays it back to Maggie St John. They're just working it round, and Donnellan opening up in the front space. And nice, on song early.
Nice patience there, and put the balk in to get the front player off the double team to open up for Donnellan, and they'll have to do that.
And if Taylor can get Sophie behind her, then that low pass into her chest is where they have to go, as we see a contact call on Mooney at the top of the circle.
I'm not real good on heights, as you know, girls, but Liv and I, during the week on the podcast, talked about Eliza Mooney. I think she's grown.
Yes. I 100% agree.
However, when she defends, if you watch, she does hover a little bit. So if she stood up straight, that might put that doubt ball going into Lou Madden a little bit more.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. I reckon she's grown. But then, Minna, most people we look at it probably feels like they've grown.
Anyway.
No, I feel she's really tall. So,
wow, coming from a tall person.
Donnellan does well to keep it in, but Sally Hunter picks up the scraps. Roos on the attack again. Cannon Prentice playing against her old club in the Raiders. Gives off to Kingston. Frauenfelder the high ball into Madden.
That's the release they need, isn't it? Turn and release quickly.
Oh, first miss for Madden, but seals it with the rebound. Mackenzie House doing her best to try and get two hands from the front position.
Yeah, she was in front. She just didn't have the height, as we see Madden take the Roos to 5 goals, leading the Raiders 2. First quarter brought to you by by Cavalier Homes.
Cannon having to go back on the centre pass, but it's down.
It's a great take at the top of the ring there. She was flying too to put the brakes on.
Happy to play it around the Roos. Fine, Madden.
Moving well early. 6 plays 2 on the 777 Automotive scoreboard. Stewart off the line, a quick release back to St John for the Raiders.
Both of these teams haven't used the rolling subs a lot. We haven't seen many changes, and it will be interesting today. The only change really that Raiders made last week was in that wing defence position between Molly Goldsworthy and Georgia Way, and likewise in that shooting position between Taylor Donlan and Shayla House, and whether that happens. And likewise for the Roos, it's mainly been in that centre court that they've just swung on some fresh legs.
Yeah, as we see Hanrahan with a great rebound there and able to hold her balance and get it to Hunter, and they've moved it through to their goal third, the Roos.
Great contested netball. I like this, and all day we've seen that. The umpires are letting a little bit go unless it affects the game, which is brilliant.
So Madden takes the Roos out to an early lead. It's 7 goals, plays 2, and it's a Roos centre pass.
Better on the second phase defence then. Mackenzie House putting a little bit of doubt in the feeder, in the mind of the attackers there, shutting down a little bit more space, and reward for effort. They've turned the ball over, and on the attack go the Raiders.
And Corowa just taking some space through that midcourt, forcing the Raiders to show some patience.
Well done, Georgia Way then. She had to come through 2 players. Big cross-court pass. You won't want to see many of those, but well done to St John, continuing that drive and finishing it off nice and strong. And the space opening up for Donlan. Not quite connecting to post, though.
And she needs to start sinking those. I know that sounds very obvious, but you're not going to get many chances against those defenders.
Mooney, she did the right thing coming out then, and just the pass was slick and the goal to finish. So it is the Roos with the 6-goal buffer here. 8 plays 2 on the 777 Automotive scoreboard.
Sally Hunter's got exceptional timing, hasn't she, on that rebound? Not the tallest one in that ring, yet she's got those 2.
And positions herself really well as well.
Absolutely.
Goal from Taylor Donlan, 8 plays 3.
Kingston with the bullet pass to Frauenfelder, and Cannon finding circle edge all alone. Good patience from the Roos.
Patience is key, isn't it?
Absolutely.
And again, not tempted to throw that bomb into Lou Madden off circle edge, because Mooney will just eat those up. So we see the Raiders having to play it around. The defensive pressure of Roos forcing that. St John, top of the circle. Quick ball, quick release.
Quick release from a few players there.
Has to be quick too when you got Sophie on the prowl.
Absolutely, and I see she's signed again with City West Falcons champs for next season. So
Good.
a few local players. Grace Hayes gone to Western Warriors 23s. Bit of Kimborgia influence there.
M. Stewart, classy.
There's a lot happening here.
Let it go.
Players kind of pleading with things, but play on, says the umpires. Stewart, Hanrahan.
Up and
Giving Sean a cuddle.
Yes. I think Sean would be all right with that. As we've seen, Soph lost a bib. And I thought he was going to help dress her. Then that would have been awkward. Front bib.
He always gets a few chuckles from the crowd,
He
Sean
does.
Steele.
He loves it, doesn't he? And the commitment he shows every week coming up from Melbourne, we're incredibly lucky to have players like him who commit to our league and make it stronger.
Stewart finds St John. Great positioning from M. Stewart. Front space. Ball into Donlan and a beautiful, strong take over the hands of Hunter. Nets another goal. Back to 4. 9 plays 5 here on the 777 automotive scoreboard. Well done from Blaney House to get front position and a beautiful take from Stewart, but the hands
rejection.
over.
Wowee. Camera would have had that front and centre.
Well, she's always guaranteed a few a game, isn't she? Loves a rejection. And they just clear the players and find Fronfeld to do the ruse. They're back in the circle. It's Indiana Fronfeld with the ball, but into the hands of House, and the umpire says a play on.
Beautiful take from St John, forced to really play on, and the hands of Hunter have knocked it out in favour of the Raiders for the throw-in.
Wayward pass, and Hanrahan mops up. So Roos get another opportunity. And House caught in the contact. She needs to stay out of those. Her team don't want her out to play that far down the court, I wouldn't think.
Patient using their triangles. I love Indiana Frauenfelder's game at the moment. Not afraid to come up and out, but she's not taking up space. She's opposite side to that centre or wing attack.
And has pace to burn.
Talking to someone from Corowa, I was saying she can just run all day. I think she puts in a lot of kilometres away from training, and the ball popped out. And
Great rebound from Mooney.
She's just taken off from last week, hasn't she? Her rebounding last week was exceptional.
Blaney House there finding a lot more space. Zoe Prentice probably left a little bit early to go fishing. Stewart connects with goal. Back to 3. 9 plays 6 here.
We've gone 10 minutes on the NZ Albury time clock. And there's wide. Indiana's way out. Couldn't get much wider. But creating space for her teammates too.
Great hold and great release there from Brooke Cannon.
Even though she's wide, they're staying out with her, so it isolates a one-on-one. Lou Madden great on that hold.
And another great rebound from Eliza Mooney.
Just needs to finish her shots a little bit there.
Raiders really forced to go wide as well, which is probably something we're not particularly used to seeing. They want to get off this wing channel because, as you can see, we've got congestion on the sideline closest to us. They really need to open it up.
And
that's a big reset ball. It's now swung to the other sideline. And Hunter in the sideline over there, he's all Corowa erupts with that touch.
I reckon Sal just went up another level with that roar in her face. And that's going to be the thing for Stewart. Hunter will run with her. She has to time those leads to absolute perfection.
Great pass there. Not waiting. 9 plays 7. So the Raiders getting a little bit of a run on in these last few minutes to bridge that gap. Centre pass to come. St John finds Stewart.
Well, we know Raiders aren't afraid of being
and the
down.
space in front of Taylor Donlan brings us back to a 1-ball game. 9 plays 8. Roos, centre pass to come.
And covered them by Mackenzie House, but Fronfelder in Kingston, popping back at it. Cannon has it wide, and a great ball over to Madden right under the post. Covered well was Maggie St John by Zoe Prentice.
Mackenzie House finds St John.
Bit of box defence. 4 on the ball here, causing them to stay wide. Patience is key.
I was at the Tallangatta League calling yesterday, and there were a few instances where both teams were really patient, and it was the team that would turn it over was because they tried to take one extra pass and they should have just fed it in at that instance. But well done to the Raiders there, noting that they'd done enough of the patience and it was time to get it in the ring.
As we see Leah Byrne roll on for the Roos into centre, replacing Brooke Cannon. So some fresh legs for these last couple of minutes of the quarter. And a great call yesterday too, Ree. I tuned in. You and Gab Gray did a fantastic job.
A fantastic game to watch as well. 35 Chilton. They won their first grand final since 1975.
Wow.
Yep, they played in it 2015 and lost to Thaguna on a 4-peat winning streak. So they defeated Kiwa Sandy Creek by the 2 goals yesterday, and the lead ebbed and flowed all day. It was really great to watch. And some ex-Ovens and Murray players from both teams. Georgia Thomas, notably the playing coach for Chilton, and she was awarded best on court, and very deservedly so. An ex-Raiders player.
Yeah, she came through their juniors and played A grade, but did her knee. And Stewart up for the rebound, but trying to come over the hands of Hanrahan, and that's a big ask from anyone. And the contact call, and Soph might need a bit of a tape job here at quarter time, I reckon.
Georgie Bruce with the touch.
I thought someone from Corowa might have ducked down a spotlight this week.
Yes.
They've had some trouble with the Velcro this year, haven't they?
I reckon it's the press studs. I reckon
You reckon
the
we need to
uniform.
go?
Yep.
Just go with the old over the head through the arms. I mean, what can go wrong? They're not going to fall off anyone.
Great feed there from Leah Behan. And Madden happy to pass to Indy Fraunfelder in goal attack.
And Fraunfelder takes the Roos to 11. So first goal for a little while, leading the Raiders 9. We have about a minute to play here on the NZ Albury time clock. It's Raiders with the centre pass.
That was much better space from Stewart. It was the cross-court pass, but knew that she was there.
And Hanrahan, the pace at which she covers the ground. She stopped the overhead ball because she was lurking there, and then was able to come around and cut off that front ball.
And the defensive effort there from the Raiders attackers, forcing that turnover. Indy Fraunfelder playing way too high in that instance in goal attack.
Oh, right idea.
Right idea.
I reckon that was nearly on, but I don't know if Donlan realised. And Cora with the ball. So 30 seconds or maybe slightly over to play in this quarter.
Hunter.
See Raiders going to a one-on-one. Fraunfelder out high. And launches it to Madden.
Thinking maybe that they had less time than they did, I think, the Roos girls then. Not long left in this first quarter of this preliminary final.
Held time once or twice, so they might be a little bit longer than we think.
Mackenzie House doing a mountain of work bringing that ball through, and the space opens up, but it was a contact call first.
She knew she had to get it under post, but the way she went about it, Taylor Donnellan wasn't quite within the rules. So,
Mackenzie House came through. 2 players there, a little bit of a channel pass. We are going into quarter time. This is the Roos leading the Raiders 11 goals to 9. This is O&M Live, and on O&M Live, you won't miss a thing.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. What's your future?
price until half-time is on in the locker room. Watch Friday night AFL footy action live on our big screen and get half-price selected beers until half-time. On now in the locker room at the SS&A.
Pain or injury can stop you from living life to the fullest. Wodonga Private Hospital specialises in advanced orthopaedic services and offers a full range of care from diagnosis to surgery and rehabilitation. Get back to the life you love with our support.
Live netball. It is quarter time in the game between the Raiders and the Roos, and it's the Roos with a 2-goal lead, 11 plays 9.
Everyone just wanting to crack on with this game. All players out on court, but the umpire's happy to stand in the shade for 10 seconds longer.
And accommodating our request, which is wonderful. Thanks, umpires.
And it's on, isn't it? What a great first quarter. Prelim final, lots on the line.
And really not too many errors from either team. A couple of unforced errors and a couple of forced errors, but nothing too run on.
Oh, and House goes flying by and able to keep it in for the Roos. So pressure on early from the Raiders.
And I think the defensive work rate of the Raiders to start this quarter has already stepped up.
So no changes from either side of the way they finish. Byron staying in centre.
Great shot from Lou Madden. Nice and high over the outstretched reach of Eliza Mooney.
Shooting down the Corowa end. So I reckon this crowd's going to get up and about here.
Yeah, the sea of blue.
That ball placement just a little bit behind the hands of St John. Prentice, great transition play from the Roos.
Great little pick-up too. In our 17s game, I said to my girls, be in front. Because if there's little loose taps, high-pressure game, prelim final, there's loose ball.
And there was loose balls that I thought they pounced on really well.
Clever there from Frauenfelder. Both defenders arm over the shot. Finds Lou Madden, who finishes with the goal. 13 plays 9 here on the X-Ray Group scoreboard.
And Georgia Wade just took Kingston out of that second phase there, staying with her, so that pace match-up working well. Byron finds circle edge and gets it over to Madden.
Falls out. House and St John double teaming again. Finds Way. And Stewart.
St John just hanging out there by herself. She's running freely down the court. They haven't needed her yet. Stewart opts to swing it. Umpire says nope. Great crowd here around the Burleigh Park Court. It's a fantastic venue.
Great facility for a final like this too, isn't it? You can watch the footy close. Good facilities, toilets and change rooms.
Yeah, some little grandstand seating off the side of the court as Raiders go to 10, trailing the Roos 13. It'll be a Raiders centre pass. Second quarter brought to you by Cavalier Homes.
The netball gods looked after us today too with the weather.
We've got one more week. Just keep praying for one more week.
It can rain till about 4 o'clock in the morning on Sunday morning, and then it can dry out enough for the 15s early.
That sounds good to me.
So Donnellan under the post for the Raiders. Nets the goal, takes them to 11.
It's a tale of two clubs on the far side. The Raiders take up half of their shooting end and Corowa take up the other. Georgia Way, fantastic contest. Came off the hands of Ella Kingston, last, and it is the Raiders.
Oh, and Mackenzie House launches it to Blaney House top position.
One of those a quarter, I think Jodie will be saying, is that right?
Yeah, that's it for the game. Byron did well to get that, kept it in, but it went into the hands of Blaney House.
Stewart, bounce pass.
Oh, and Donlan wrong-footed.
And no.
Jeez, that just got past the hands of those Corowa defenders, didn't it?
Back to a 1-goal game, so well done to Georgia Way and rewarded by her shooters for that effort. 13 plays 12 here in this second quarter, preliminary final action.
And Hunter out of play high, so Raiders will be wanting to move this quickly and make the most of that. That's not going to happen too often, and Stewart does so. So we're even Stevens, 13 goals apiece here in the second quarter.
Roos attacking through Frauenfelder and being Eliza Mooney. She did well then to stay upright and get a touch. Just couldn't quite get the space around to get two hands to the ball on ground. Pass. And the shot from Madden to finish. We are on centre pass here.
And speaking of VNL signings, I see Liza Mooney, Bendigo Strikers, 23s, named in their side. Lily Kelly, named again for Casey Demons, 23s.
Yes, got a
And
contract.
Kelsey Wilson, Peninsula Waves,
Yes.
23s. So a local there, a number of girls trying to get on 19s lists.
Yes, we've got a few juniors at Western Warriors.
Wayward pass there from the Roos. Raiders back on the attack.
I said to Kimmy, you have a few of ours and maybe you come up our way. So I'm working on that one too.
Keep negotiating hard. You know?
Yeah, I am. Don't
Great.
you worry about that.
And great to see, like, Kim's obviously been coaching in the system and things and seeing great things from the country leagues and all the way up to the border. She obviously sees that in the GV League playing for Shep Bears. But, reward for effort because we've known how many stars are amongst us in this league.
Kingston just having a very fancy roll there. Pulled herself up. Back on circle edge with the ball. Mooney covered Madden, but it was Fronfelder sweeping in behind that took the ball. Oh, hands of Mooney flicked it out, and it's going to be a Corowa throw in.
Frauenfelder needs to do more of that sneaky backdoor, use her height to her advantage and sneak away, sneak in, sneak out.
And that speed, she's quick across the court. So Raiders have transitioned it quickly to the other end. St John on circle edge, just looking composed. And Prentice against her old side gets hands to ball. So a crucial intercept for them.
House covered the drive of Ella Kingston, but the Roos managed to find space, and Madden, who can't sink the goal. Clever rebound from House. Way gives to St John. Mooney finds Blaney House.
Both sides defensively have really gone another level. Neither side finding goals easily here. Blaney House for the Raiders. Yeah, she waited and saw that the defender was floating but held on to it too long. So while Hanrahan dresses herself, we'll get underway again.
Brooke Cannon has rolled on here into centre for the Roos again. Fresh after a stint. Madden finds Cannon. And Cannon will also be pleased to see that her old club in Howlong took the Chocolates over Osborne yesterday in the preliminary final in the Hume League. So they'll roll out in the A grade final against Gindra next Saturday.
Yes, I wonder if there was any banter between Hunter and Cannon
during the warm-up.
Ex-teammates,
opponents,
team members of both those clubs, as Madden just misses and Mooney on the end of that. So been a couple of lost opportunities there for Corowa in this quarter. They hold a 2-goal lead. It's 15 plays at 13. We've gone almost 7.5 minutes on the NZ Albury time clock.
Outstretched take from M. Stewart.
Donlan coming out, but not on the right angle to be receiving the ball.
Great feed there from M. Stewart, just putting enough on it. And a goal from Taylor Donlan. 15 plays, 14 here on the X-Ray Group scoreboard.
That's another goal from the back of Eliza Mooney rebound.
And I think the times when Lou Madden's got on the move, I think Eliza's actually matched her there and kind of isn't that great English? Taken her out of play.
True teacher. Sorry, I'm surrounded by them. I'll just be quiet now.
Not today, we're not, are we, Ree? We're netball fans today.
And I'm still on mat leave, so...
Baby brain, we'll call it.
Yep. Stewart and Blaney House, quick hands, quick release, and a beautiful shot there brings us back to level in this second quarter.
And the umpire's just holding time here. We've had another wardrobe malfunction with Sophie Henry. Someone get the girls some tape.
Yeah, sponsored by Spotlight. There's an opportunity for you here.
Yeah.
The good old ankle tape. Cannot beat it.
Club Warehouse, major sponsor of the league, so it'd be good to get onto them and see if they can send a roll or two Corowa's way.
Not many things ankle tape cannot solve, right?
Oh, no.
A bit like gaffer tape and electrical tape.
MacGyver would do it wonders with that stuff as we see Hanrahan take the court again. So play will resume, and it's the Roos with the centre pass.
Flooding of the line from the Raiders, and to their advantage, they get the turnover.
good battle there between St John and Cannon.
Bit of feedback from the crowd too.
Yes, I do.
Hanrahan with a touch on the baseline.
Oh, the experts in the crowd make it interesting, don't they?
Yeah, and finals, it brings out these one-game fans.
Yes, and experts.
There's a few distinct finals. I remember prelims playing at North Albury up on the hill, and there were a couple of Lavington supporters that threw in a few words of wisdom to the umpires.
It's usually the dads. Shout out to the dads that are watching, but it's usually the dads that come to play in finals.
The old in the back held ball.
Yeah. So Roos on the transverse line, no one coming at them, opted to go backwards and Raiders all over it. So you feel like Raiders have just had a lot more of the ball these last few minutes.
St John finding space on her own, cutting through. M. Stewart a little bit in this quarter, nearly like a third feeder as the two circle defenders dropping back onto Donlan. Oh, a miss from her close to the post. It'll be a Raiders throw.
Raiders were confident that was off Corowa then. I'm not sure.
And
I think I would have chased it.
Sophie rallying the troops. You know, where were you girls for that little crumb? Stay on the ring.
Blaney House and Stewart teaming up.
Donlan on the move. A long way out, but contact on the re-entry.
I was just thinking too.
Oh, and Donlan almost got the turnover.
In the attacking play down that end, we haven't actually seen Raiders come to this wing at all until that play. It's all been on the opposite side of the court.
Just need to go back to basics here and the patience, what they were doing, which it looks like they are. Use your triangles.
Way just getting in the way, if you don't mind, in the pocket. Yeah.
Madden,
all our best work today.
Double playing, finds post. 16 plays 15. A little bit of time between our last goals. 10.5 minutes gone on the EdZ time clock. Time ticking down to half time.
Only 11 goals scored this quarter in total. So very defensive game at this stage. And we see Stewart come through, but a bit late. And
attempt on goal from St John.
She had to get rid of it, didn't she? Madden on the move down the other end. Cora moved it quickly.
And again, Eliza Mooney just half a step behind, but she's really shutting Madden down when she gets on the move.
And the contact call there. So, and Raiders had a lot of ball. They just need to reward the effort here. Show the patience. Use some fakes to find an open shooter. Not an easy feat when you've got these Cora defenders on you.
Lots of hands and taps.
And will it be Hanrahan with Tony Wilson, number 4, tomorrow night? Will it be Maggie St John? Who else are we looking at? Emily Brown.
You'd have to. There's a few. I think each club actually has a few potentials. I think the beauty of this season is how consistent the competition has been and the even spread. I think in a team like Corowa, there's potential players that take a few votes off each other. I think Sally Hunter will poll well. I think
I think she'll take
as well. Indiana Fraunfelder in some of those games. I've seen Leah Genvy, Hannah Grady, Katie Dean, Amanda Umansky. There's plenty at the Magpies. So I think, we're in for a cracking vote count. As a long shot from Madden, Fraunfelder does her best, but a foot out of play.
You're right. I think it has to come from a side in the top 5 almost, just because you have to win enough games to be polling those threes. But
and I think last year that sort of cost Em Brown, that she didn't win enough games, but also that she was out with the knee, and she still polled well.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Look, Hannah Grady's someone who always polls well.
Yep.
Raiders, who...
Yeah, M. Stewart as well. Taylor Donlan in those games, as you mentioned in that pre-show, Minna, where she's shot an exceptional amount of goals.
And then you've got a Daisy O'Kane from Myrtleford who, whilst they didn't finish top 5, you'd have to think she's going to be pulling some votes in that team.
And she consistently shot 50-plus goals. That has to get your votes.
Yeah. I think even Panthers, they weren't as successful this year, but someone like Taylor Ferbra, Maddie Lloyd through the centre court, she's won too, so also may poll well. And I think you said in the podcast, Minna, someone like Katie Rawlings, disappointing that she got injured because she would have polled in abundance. And I think Sky Hillier actually will poll well in the second half of the season when she came back.
I agree.
Katie Rawlings Rawlings was my pre-season tip. She did a number on me when she got injured, so I've had to reevaluate. Thanks, Kato.
Ball in that little discussion has gone end to end. The Raiders on the attack again after a turnover defensively. It's 16 goals apiece here. Not long left in this second quarter. Will we be going to half-time at even Stevens and back to 0?
So Raiders hit the front, 17 plays 16.
Play 30 minutes of netball and it's 0-all draw.
The X-ray group scoreboard, there's not going to be much difference in that today, I don't think.
Just missed shots, isn't it? Opportunities has been down here for Corowa-Rutherglen, and unfortunately goals win games. We need to hit those goals if we're going to see any sort of
the outstretch there of Hanrahan gets a touch. Stewart regains possession.
And finals is the perfect reminder of that, isn't it?
Stewart finding space on the baseline. Shot is good to finish. So probably Raiders' first real lead of this game. 2 goals, 18 plays 16. Centre pass to come for the Roos. Whoa, big pass and Mooney.
Well positioned in front there. So about 30 seconds to play here on the NZ Albury time clock. Raiders with the ball in hand.
Eliza Mooney, front space, beautiful positioning.
And I wonder if at halftime Soph may say to Indy, not today.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Yeah,
You've had your one.
Keep them low.
Let's work to circle edge.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, long range
Stewart
shot.
with the big bomb. Probably knows there's not long to go, I would say. Yeah, and there we have it. So, half-time.
2 goals.
Oh, this is O&M Live Netball preliminary final action. We will be back on O&M Live. You won't miss a thing.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend, we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
.0% alcohol. This changes everything. Rewrite the rules. Carlton Zero.
Until half-time is on in the locker room. Watch Friday night AFL footy action live on our big screen and get half-price selected beers until half-time. On now in the locker room at the SS&A.
Pain or injury can stop you from living life to the fullest. Wodonga Private Hospital specialises in advanced orthopaedic services and offers a full range of care from diagnosis to surgery and rehabilitation. Get back to the life you love with our support.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Back to O&M Live Netball. We are at Birrelly Park. It's a prelim final, and it's the Raiders 18 leading the Roos 16 after the Roos led at quarter time. So the tables have turned, and I reckon it's game on in this second half, ladies.
Oh, absolutely. 2-goal lead is a 1 centre turnover, and
there it is.
Can they convert?
Now, we've done some stats at halftime, and the stats are in. Corowa have had 2 more shots at goal than the Raiders.
And Raiders have the 2-goal lead. So will it come down to a game of percentages? And it was interesting last week that Magpies actually had the 1 more shot on goal.
Yep, how interesting is that? Yep.
So neither side with any changes, and why would you? As you see Way chase the loose ball, offloads to Stewart on the sideline. She turns herself inside out to keep that in play.
St John rolling beautifully to get to circle edge. Splitting the defenders.
Donnellan with the long shot and makes no mistake. Takes the Raiders to 19 here on the 777 automotive scoreboard. Third quarter action brought to you by McRae Motors.
Obstruction call, Mackenzie House out of play. High in the defensive third for the Raiders.
Eliza
Kingston.
Mooney like a caged lion.
Oh, isn't she? Yes.
Front, back, side. You'd love to see that in a defender.
And a lovely shot there from Madden. Couple popping out in that second quarter, so she'll be looking to get the first few in here.
Absolutely. Stewart hot off the line, forced to go back to House. And again, Raiders just working it around.
What I think some of the viewers, and particularly young viewers, can do is watching these attackers finish their drives. Maggie St John then just did a beautiful job. She cut the top of the ring and just kept driving nearly all the way to us, but it brought her defender with her and opened the space up.
And quite often as coaches, we say to receive the ball on extension. We see some players do a little skip and land on their back foot. Dangerous.
Yes.
So we want to be landing on that front foot coming through.
And as the passer, giving that ball out in front and putting the pressure on them. And someone like Em Brown does that superbly to the people that she's passing the ball to.
Absolutely.
I think the other thing is the footwork of defenders. You know, like they just work those feet as we see.
And we talk about footwork.
There you go. It's the one we prepared earlier. Ball out of the sideline.
Wasteful.
Yeah, it is. But it's the footwork and the positioning and the repositioning that happens time after time that's the difference, isn't it?
Absolutely. And get close to the contest. Quite often we fly too early and the ball trajectory is too high. Get close to the player and then too fast.
And again.
Like that.
Beautiful. Special comments thanks to Minna Lamb today.
And well watched by Mackenzie House too. That ball would have gone out, but she saw that Eliza only got the tip to it. So Raiders go again, and Mooney, she's been great on that line as well, backing up.
Goal attack v goal attack through the middle there, and Fraunfelder coming up with the tap.
So
both teams making a few little errors in this pressure situation that is this third quarter of the preliminary final, with Madden notching a goal for the Roos. 20 plays 18, the lead, the favour of the Raiders. Third quarter action thanks to McRae Motors.
Stewart to House to St John. They're just going to work it to edge. Stewart in the circle and finding some space, but she did
backed back a little bit.
Backed into hand a little
made a bit too much
force, yes. And Roos just being held up here on transition.
Watching off the ball, there's a lot of contesting happening off the ball, stopping drives, which is great. That's what we're playing for here. We're playing for a grand final.
Absolutely. Fraunfelder takes the Roos to 19. They trail the Raiders by 1 on the 777 automotive scoreboard. So Roos just finding a little bit more momentum.
Cannon connects to Fraunfelder. Kingston to Madden. Not shooting in that instance,
but working under the post a bit more on this occasion as we see her take it to 20 goals apiece.
Back to 0. Essentially.
Start again, girls.
All that work, start again.
So we knew it'd be tough out here today, and I mean, Yarrawonga, they booked their ticket last week, and these two teams, they're not going to leave anything out there to give the opportunity to razz up the Pigeons next weekend.
No, Hunter, not happy with the call, but stands out of play. Donlan by herself under the post. Raiders with a 1-goal lead, 21 plays 20. We've gone 5 minutes almost here on the NZ Albury time clock.
Coach Jodie House, while the ball was down the other end, gave some instructions to Eliza Mooney, and I like what Lou Madden did. She went over and listened.
Yes, why wouldn't you? It's one of those things, isn't it, though? You can know what a player's going to do. It's just about stopping them. That's the problem.
Still got to do it.
No one to go to there, Blenny House. So Roos with the turnover.
And again, the bodywork of Sally Hunter to remain upright and not be tempted to fall over her attacker, to just get a clean hand to ball, putting the contest there.
And ran through the contest, finished it.
Not getting stuck is Madden. And the goal is good. 21 apiece.
Oh, I feel nervous and I'm not even playing. And it's not even the last quarter.
It's terrific netball.
Oh, isn't it fantastic? So Stewart, the quick one to the house, works herself in, takes a shot, looks good. So 22 plays at 21.
Kingston forced to go back. Great hands over pressure from Way. Side to side.
It's one of the things I think we've seen this year with the competition. Years gone by, scores would blow out. I feel like really tight games and you know, there's just never much. It's a bit like the Super Netball. Yeah. You know, there's never much in those games.
Oh, the Corowa crowd like that.
They're up. Gone are the days where you have big blowouts, particularly with top teams. Mooney.
Eliza Mooney, great take, stayed on her toes. We talked about footwork and she elevated just enough to get hand on ball, front position.
She's been best on court.
Yeah, I agree.
reckon.
Can the Raiders reward the effort? Stewart, St John, forced to go back to the line for the reset.
I agree what you're saying, Tam. It used to be 5 or 6 goals. Okay, you're home and you feel a bit safe.
And again, footwork.
Now it's not even 10.
No.
I'm not even comfortable with 10.
Well, look at Yarra. They had that 14, 12 goal advantage, whatever it was in that last quarter. Raiders got a couple and all of a sudden we're back to 5. But the cool heads of Yarra, they never seemed to make it feel like it was getting close.
Teams just know how to score quickly now.
Yeah, they sure do.
Yeah.
And win ball defensively, they've normally got a structure rather than just play one-on-one.
Oh, that was a risky ball there from Blaney House.
And there was carnage under the ring.
Was.
We'd call that a hospital pass.
Call that a Taylor Donlan sandwich.
Yeah. But she's up.
In the middle of all that. Henry went for the fly.
Oh, and short shot from Stewart and well replied from Donlan there. She really reefed that in with 2 hands to make sure it was her possession. Shot is good. 23 v 21 here, Raiders. Just the 2-goal lead on the 777 Automotive scoreboard.
And that was better from Blaney House, coming back at the ball.
Stewart using the back space and coming off court and back on court. 3 goals the lead, 24 plays 21.
And shout out to Georgia Way. This would be probably some of the most court time she's had in one stint for Raiders in A grade this year, and she's certainly done the job that's been asked of her so far. Fair bit to go, but
Fraunfelder refeeds back and forth with Cannon. Passes to Madden. Netting the goal. 24 plays 22. Speaking of scores, I had a look. Yesterday was the RFL, the Riverina Football League and Netball League Grand Final. And in the A-grade Grand Final, it was 77-74, the scoreline.
Wow.
It went into extra time. I'm not sure if it went into the double extra time. But still, what a high-scoring game. And I know for both teams, they're quite defensive as well. So interesting. They do play that final indoors, so how much of an impact that has. But, yeah, interesting. We're sitting nearly at three-quarter time, and we've got less than 30 goals scored.
I was just going to say, did they have defenders playing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it happened in the GV last week as well in the semi-final. One of the Euroa and whoever they played, which might have been Shep Bears. It was a 70-goal game, 70-something to 60-something. So, again, big defensive teams as well. So, interesting.
So we see Roos with the last goal. They go to 23, trailing the Raiders by 2. They're on 25. We've almost gone 10 minutes here on the NZ Albury time clock in the third quarter. Hanrahan just acknowledging Standing out of play. Hunt just bouncing everywhere.
Oh, the rejection.
Try, but that was not 3 feet, unfortunately.
The crowd liked it, though.
The crowd disagreed, yeah.
26 plays 23 here. We've got about 5 minutes to play in this third quarter.
Roos with the penalty on the transverse. Kingston drawing the contact.
Eliza Mooney again, front position.
So still opting to go over Corowa.
Any ball in the air is dangerous into this.
And it's House this time getting a hand to ball.
And off the hands of Cannon, so things falling their way.
Raiders getting the quicker transition ball there. House and St John and Prentice upsets the rhythm.
Zoe Prentice brilliant then. 2, 3 third efforts.
Yeah, it's a good matchup actually, Prentice and House in that wing.
Feel like an old training exercise for those two,
wouldn't it? Be hello again. So Kingston with the ball. Big pass to Cannon in the pocket. And you see Madden really wanting to work closer, and Fronfelder popping through
for the pass.
To Madden. She's off balance.
Gets back into Madden. Good jump from Eliza Mooney, but a good enough attempt on goal. Sinks it does Lou Madden. 26 plays 24. St John finishing that drive off again. Stewart. And we have had a rolling sub in back play. Ava Kazitsky coming on into wing defence for the Raiders. Not something that she will be unfamiliar to in this A-grade competition. Different matchup there. Gives a little bit of height.
Oh, and the pass from Raiders is a loose ball.
Oh, Stewart with the offensive attempt. Sally Hunter wound up but found the shorter option.
Oh, and Kazitsky looked at it but wasn't in a position to fly. House comes through.
It's an obstruction call for Mackenzie House.
So Frauenfelder will step up and take that.
Leaves a good one-on-one under the ring. We saw her sink a couple of these shots last week, but opts to pass out. St John nearly coming up with the turnover contacts.
And Madden and Fronfeld are really wanting that ball under post, aren't they? Even there, that looked like from this distance was in range, but a bit hesitant to take the shot. And that's the pressure of Mooney on that rebound.
Last week, they were so confident at that long range, and I think just have a ping.
Yep.
Because
Fronfeld
turned over again.
Shot, I think, is putting them off.
2.5 minutes left in this third quarter. Raiders leading 26-24. We've had a little bit of time pass between scores. The defensive pressure of both teams mounting. Kazitsky, her first attacking touch of the ball.
Cross court to Mooney. It's loose, and Prentice again on it. So
good pick up.
Just that mid-court
little bit of ping
transition.
Patience here, but we've got to move. You've got to be up and about.
We've got about a minute and a half to play in this quarter, and again
waiting for it to open up. And Mackenzie House did well then to come in and cover the back of Lou Madden.
A bit stagnant down there, I reckon, in that play, Madden.
Stewart.
Blaney House, I reckon, needs to get up and find the body of Prentice. We know Zoe Prentice likes to float, and she's just got her hands to some balls and created.
And talk of floating, mid-air was Sophie Hanrahan. Lovely clutch play from a goalkeeper with two hands out in space like that.
Oh, and Kingston under pressure finally found a teammate in Madden coming out, and Fronfelder finishes with the ball under the post, and that is certainly within range.
And rewards the defensive effort of Sophie Hanrahan. 1 goal ball game, 26 plays 25. Roos with the centre pass to come. Can we get it back to level?
Minute to play. And Frauenfelder with a huge leap in to get under post. Finishes off. It's 26 goals apiece.
We are back on centre pass.
It is game on, isn't it? About 30 seconds to play in this quarter.
And the crowd has just erupted. The 8th player has arrived.
There's a big Raiders contingent.
Oh!
And footballers down one end and there's the Corowa Township down the other.
Is there anything happening over at the footy at the moment?
I'm not sure.
It's all happening here.
Umpire Sean holding time. He knows there's not long to go.
Stewart.
Every second is crucial.
It's a contact call.
And once
On
again,
circle
Henry.
edge.
Might be a ploy by Sophie to just have a little breather. Oh, and it's off, but I reckon, oh no, Stewart came through with the rebound, but not in the front position. And
time is called for three-quarter time.
Couldn't even hear it.
We are going into this final quarter of this prelim final, locked in at 26 apiece. This is O&M Live Netball and an O&M Live. You won't miss a thing.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
.0% alcohol. This changes everything. Rewrite the rules. Carlton 0.
Until half-time is on in the locker room. Watch Friday night AFL footy action live on our big screen and get half-price selected beers until half-time. On now in the locker room at the SS&A.
Pain or injury can stop you from living life to the fullest. Wodonga Private Hospital specialises in advanced orthopaedic services and offers a full range of care from diagnosis to surgery and rehabilitation. Get back to the life you love with our support.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
The only thing missing with the song, that's the part that I miss. If we're on air, everyone's copped a nice rendition of the old Ovens and Murray song. As you can hear, the Roos crowd live and the Raiders crowd come alive. That is because this preliminary final, we are about to commence the fourth quarter, locked at 26 goals apiece.
Timer is on. Do we go to extra time, ladies?
Yes, we do.
I reckon we do.
One thing you did miss in the broadcast as we went to our ads at three-quarter time, the Corowa-Rutherglen Township created a song, a chant.
The old kanga, kanga, kanga. Roo, roo, roo.
So it is on for young and old here.
The Madden shooting at the Corowa end, we now call it, and fall short, and as has been the case a lot of today, Mooney underneath that. So Raiders with their first opportunity to break here. Can they get through the mid-court pressure of Corowa?
Georgia Way re-entering the court for this fourth quarter in at wing defence. Assisting with the transition play down court. Raiders have the ball.
And a call on Hanrahan in the goal circle.
Umpire had to call time to give feedback because the noise was so loud from the crowd.
Donlan nets the first goal of this fourth quarter thanks to Martin's Albury. Raiders 27 lead the Roos 26. Oh, it was a really uncomfortable land there from Blaney House. The contact forcing that. Stewart works herself into the ring. Waits for the jump of Hanrahan. Sinks a beautiful goal. 28 plays 26. Roos centre pass to come.
House challenging but not getting there.
The defence call from the Raiders players. So is it going to be a battle of the supporters over there?
Well, probably neither football side had the year they wanted, did they? So they're living their dreams through the netballers as we see Madden take the shot and sink it for the Roos. 27 plays, 28.
House, good on the centre pass receive. Gives to sister House, Mackenzie House that is. Way finds St John, back to Way. Blaney House.
Oh, dangerous cross court. Kingston looked like she was going to get to that. Oh,
so
bullet pass.
That had a Kate Yench style pass to it then.
Hannah Grady.
And a Hannah Grady.
Hannah Grady to Kelly Keane. The set play.
Donlan a longer range shot for her and waits for the jump of Hanrahan, so she steps it in. Finds post 29, plays 27 here. 2.5 minutes already gone on the NZ Albury clock.
Grand final next Sunday, Lavy, Panthers Oval. If you've got nothing on, get there. Or if you do have something on, reschedule.
Mooney again, front position.
Rescheduling, get there early. The
Absolutely.
juniors are good. The thirds footy will be good.
And for the first time, we are broadcasting the 17 and unders netball with commentary. All grades will be broadcast, but it'll be great to see. Liv Laspina and I will be on the mic, but Liv may be a bit breathless depending how the 15s goes.
I'd reckon.
How brilliant.
Either that or in labour.
We might have to pick your brains in the lead up to that, Minna.
Yeah, I might lend you my stat book.
Yep, excellent. As we see the Raiders on the attack, taking a few passes to get down, nice and patient.
Hanrahan with the fly from behind.
Her footwork exceptional to get around the back of the body
and
there.
stay in play.
And the attack of the Roos, very undefended through that mid-court. Oh, Way coming through. Kingston forced to go back to the line.
House out of play outside. 2-on-1 in the circle. Mooney, smart play, covers post.
Nice little double play, gets closer to the ring.
Madden rebounding on this occasion. So she sinks it. It's 29 goals apiece. Cora with the centre pass.
As the noise goes up a couple of decibels.
Yes, we've had our mics turned down in case we get excited.
In case? What do you mean in case?
For when we do get
We
excited.
will, we do, we are. It's a good take for Lou Madden. She needs to go to post there. Over the top, an intercept taken by Mackenzie House.
Special comments coming from Jack Harris as well in the commentary box.
And that's better by Blaney House. I think getting on the body of Prentice stops her from going for that flying ball. Stewart working to front. Hanrahan tries to rip it out of her hands, but umpire says contact. So Stewart with the penalty.
Clever, crafty ball then from Stewart to Donlan. Nets the goal, 30, plays 29 here on the X-Ray Group scoreboard. Raiders centre pass to come.
5 goals gone on the NZ Albury time clock.
Just got to stay in play in moments like this because that ball would have gone to a Corowa. You just got to stay disciplined in pressure moments.
Good jump from Hunter. Great rebound from Donlan.
And good to see her get up there. And she's drawn the contact, whereas if you're not contesting, you're not going to get those penalties. So much better attempt there on that rebound.
Raiders have gone 2 up.
Oh, St John, the speed to cover the drive of Cannon.
Fraunfelder came in at pace too.
Found Fraunfelder, does Brooke Cannon. And Madden on the move. Fraunfelder sinks the shot. 31 plays 30.
Wow, the pressure. Oh, my hat goes off to these shooters in these conditions. It is intense. St John with the ball for Raiders. Just resets to the line to give herself a bit of space. House coming through. They're having to work it to circle edge. Stewart and Hanrahan. That's a great battle at the ball, isn't it?
It's close to a held ball too.
Yeah, very athletic, both of them. Goes over to Donlan.
Great take, Taylor Donlan.
Great take because Sally Hunter went outstretched as well.
And that's the confidence and the strength we saw in
Georgia Way
last quarter.
Oh, bad luck. Just coming through at the last minute. A great contested attempt.
Umpire Sean Steele having none of it.
No.
He's just trying to set the penalty, but it's so hard over the noise on that far sideline.
Halfway on the other side of the court just to...
Kingston.
Oh, it was out.
The Raiders crowd like it. Can they convert? Hands to Kingston. She's trying to rectify that little error.
And shout out to Ella Kingston, travelling from Melbourne. She's had a massive year personally, and I think it's a wonderful thing that she's been able to come back out and help her home team.
St John and House linking up in that attack again.
Forced to force the ball on that occasion. And probably the right idea. If you've got no one to go to, put it into space to the tall, but just not able to pull it in. And another contest by House.
This game's gone up a notch, girls. It's on.
7.5 minutes have been played.
Every passage of play hotly contested.
And the crowd here is fantastic. Every end.
Yep.
It's 3 or 4 deep. We'd love to see it. Hunter Prentice on her 3rd lead. Fraunfelder finds Madden, dribbles over the back line, and again, just the contest between Eliza Mooney and Madden. Mooney with the front space.
And Raiders on that sideline again.
Umpires happy to let that contest go. Both players going very upright to that ball.
Indy Fraunfelder working hard out front.
Cannon and Fraunfelder using the reset to that centre 3rd line. Kingston.
Oh, Mooney, she went up.
The shortest player in that circle. Home alone.
Hanging out the
with
back.
a goal.
Hoping no one noticed her there.
Sneaky back door.
I'm just sitting quietly and I hope no one sees me.
It is the Raiders, the 1 point advantage. House to Stewart.
Oh,
quick
dangerous
release
pass.
of the ball.
Sally Hunter in front.
She was sandwiched between 2 Corowa defenders then, so it was an optimistic pass.
A little bit happening off the ball.
Delaney House, then the umpiring call going the way of the Raiders. Stewart sweeping front.
They need to stay in the game and not get caught up in that, don't they? And it's hard when you've got a crowd that's up and about.
Time has been called.
Umpire just...
the ankle tape. Not quite right. Need a bit of a fresh...
Need an upgrade.
Freshen it up.
Go for the duct tape.
All the way around, they're saying.
Yeah.
Do a little pirouette, Soph. Like when you're at a hen's party and you have to do the old toilet paper bridal gown.
Oh, it never gets old, does it?
I think everybody on court
Never gets better.
Thanking Sophie Hanrahan too. A little breather mid-quarter here.
It would be warm out there.
Yeah, and
She might have been ripping,
Yeah, smart. She's picked the stickiness off that tape herself, you reckon?
Yeah. She won't be able to breathe for these last 6 minutes, but that's okay. The bib won't move.
She'll be hoping she can wear that again next week.
Yeah, exactly. She's out of play. So Raiders is penalty. It's Stewart with the ball inside the circle, and Donnellan, good footwork to turn Hunter inside out and get into that front space. So it's Raiders gone to 33, leading the Roos 31 here on the X-Ray Group scoreboard. We've gone 9.5 minutes.
Madden holding front strong there against Mooney. Reset to that third line. Prentice has been great on that line for the reset play. Way again going up. Force the contact. Kingston finds Frauenfelder.
And House in the front position.
House in front position, and she's happy with that. The voice on that that eighth player on the far side to us from both teams.
Frauenfelder and House, that's been a good contest today. Both similar sizes, both run all day, big engines.
Stewart's work rate has really upped in this second half, down in that attacking third for the Raiders.
They've both shot well too.
Oh.
At times it's a pendulum. M shoots more than Tay, but they're both equally sharing the load.
Oh, and that was short coming off the hand. Rebound.
Clutch rebound by Sophie.
Oh, absolutely.
And we saw that in the late stage against North Albury. There was a rebound with 10 seconds to go, and Soph and Sal cleverly passed it between each other to run the clock down. Likewise, against the Maggies last week, there was one of those late in the game. Will it be the same here? The Raiders having the advantage.
Frauenfelder sneaks in behind, takes the Roos.
Reward the defensive effort.
11 minutes gone, roughly. We've had a couple of stop-starts.
I am starting to get the little goosebumps.
Yes.
And the sweat on.
I think sometimes it's more nerve-wracking watching. You're not in control.
Yeah.
You can't contribute.
4 minutes and a lot on the line.
Again,
yeah.
Just beaten by height, right? Over the top.
And Donnellan's just coming off right at the right time.
And it's that pinpoint pass too from Stewart. She's just putting enough on it for Donnellan to reach and keep it out of Hunter's hands. And the defense call again. And spills through it does.
Raiders need to keep attacking. Coming past the defender like they have been. Georgia Way, she's been fantastic today. Big job after the way Kingston played last week.
And credit to her, she really shut Tilly Kennedy down in the early parts of her time on court last week. It took Till a little bit of time to kind of figure her out, and then she just kept her busy. But, yeah, credit to her. She's come on and made Ella really work for every ball.
Well, and attackingly in transition, she was beautiful then.
Daughter of Carly Way, and if she's got half of Carly's fight, she'll be great. So Stewart working the ball around.
Defenders keep coming front. You got to love that.
Beautiful shot there from M. Stewart. 3 goals, the lead to the Raiders. 35 plays 32. Their centre pass to come.
We're almost at 13 minutes.
St. John goes back to the line.
You feel like this is a defining moment, isn't it? That Corowa sort of needs something here if it's going to go into extra time or a win for them.
Absolutely. And House all alone on the opposite side waits.
And you have called it, Winner Lamb.
Hanran and Hunter just tapping the ball to each other.
And that transition, 2 balls. But Liza Mooney tries to replicate it at the other end. Madden, however, gets her own rebound. The shot and is good. So 35 plays 33. The Roos with the centre pass to come. There is plenty of time for them to score. And just a little bit too much on it. Can the Roos lock it in here and force the turnover from the Raiders? Kingston does her best to try, but Way again finishing that drive off nice and strong.
And there's a danger in contesting and getting yourself out of play, not just because you're then a man down, or netballer down, apologies, but also because it slows up. You're taking time off the clock, and they need all the time they can get. So
Sally Hunter and Hanrahan opting to stay on their own plays in this instance.
Oh,
Kingston with the offensive turnover.
I reckon we're into the final minute.
Mooney again, outstretched, works her feet around the player. Fraunfelder steps in.
Time on the live
shot is good. 35 plays 34. The Roos need a turnover. What can they do here? It is a breaking call.
Oh, wow.
That is an absolute
killer.
Coach killer.
There's about 30 seconds to go.
So there is plenty of time, but the Roos will want to get it in. Madden, deep breath from the shooter, and the rejection from Mooney. Wow, is that the decider? Oh, the space.
There it is.
Goes. It is the Raiders, the one goal winner. Sorry, we just thought there was a call here. 35, the Raiders have defeated the Roos 34. What a game.
We knew it was going to be tight, but wow, it was
tight. It was a shot with the dying seconds, contested ball.
Credit to both sides. That was intense netball for 4 quarters, and Cora might have lost today, but I can tell you what, as we said earlier, for them to come from the position they were in to Sophie Hanrahan, Ro Black, people behind the scenes that have got this club to here today, I just think they need to be super proud and lurch into next year with real confidence and hope.
And I mean, you see the crowd that comes out behind that is ready to go as Eliza Mooney, our player of the day, sucking a few deep breaths. Yep. Eliza, amazing. You're into another grand final.
Yeah, so exciting.
It suck them in. Epic amount of work. Obviously, scores were very few and far between during the game. What was Jodie's last words coming out onto that last quarter?
Just to remind ourselves how much we wanted it, how much we'd worked for it, just to leave everything out on the court, just play for each other. Yeah.
Absolutely, and you yourself exceptional there today. You knew you had a hard job against Lou Mann. She was exceptional last week, but you really contested. What were some of your plans going into today?
Yeah, Lou's is such a strong player, so tall as well, so makes it really difficult. Just trying to confuse the space, which tried to do more in the second half. I got a bit caught in her body because she is such a good holder, so just trying to confuse the space and run my feet to get up to the ball.
Well done. So looking forward, you get another shot at Yarrawonga next week, second year in a row in a grand final.
Yeah.
What do you do different this year to last year, or do you reckon you'll just stay the same, back yourselves in?
I think we'll just back ourselves, just try to come in relaxed. We know what we need to do now. We've played them twice. We've played in grand final last year, so just take what we've been doing at training the whole season and just use it for next week.
Absolutely. Well, Eliza, you were sensational today. Go and celebrate. You're into another grand final and you give yourself all chance against Yarrawonga next week.
Well done, Eliza Mooney. Well done. Wodonga Raiders. Well, deja vu. We didn't go into extra time today, but absolute another cracker of a preliminary final. And as we said, just a reflection of the season that has been in this A-grade comp.
Yeah, absolutely. And Corowa come from 5th to put in a show like that. Amazing effort. Terrific game of netball. Well umpired, well supported. Crowd was brilliant.
Absolutely. And I think best players for the Raiders, I think, was their defensive end. I think Georgia Way was really fantastic there, made it hard. Eliza Mooney and then Taylor Donlan and Em Stewart really stood up and against such a tough opposition, which you'd say that Sal and Soph were probably best on for the Roos.
Yep, even throw a Zoe Prentice in there too.
She was good, wasn't she? Yep, for sure. So very defensive game, and you can see that in the scoreline. But it's on to the Lavington Oval for the grand final next Sunday. It will be the Yarrawonga Pigeons playing the Wodonga Raiders, a repeat of last week. Do Raiders do anything different? Do they start Georgia Way?
I think you have to do something different because to me that was a dominant performance by Yarrawonga. Yes, Raiders have something in their kit bag. They know they can come back. But I think you have to start a bit different, try something a bit different, keep the opposition guessing. That's what it's all about.
And something that Yarra did last week that probably they haven't done a lot during the finals or probably through the season was they made quite a few changes. And that was due to a couple of things happening off court behind the scenes. But all the changes that they made were just so fluid and they couldn't be really rattled at all. So it'll be interesting how they stand up as well. But both teams now have given themselves all opportunity to get their hand on that Premiership Cup.
Yep. So before going into this last game of the day, I think we've got 6 club represented so far in the grand final, and it won't actually change. There'll still just be the 6 clubs because Wang and Bulldogs both have a side in. So 6 out of our 10 clubs in grand final day action. It's fantastic for the league.
Brilliant. You can get your tickets now too.
Yep, jump online.
Get online, buy your tickets, a little bit cheaper. Make sure you're there because it is on.
Absolutely, and we will be broadcasting to you all of the games live streamed, and there will be commentary for the under-17s where the Wang Rovers will take on the Wodonga Bulldogs, and then followed directly after by the A grade where Yarrawonga will take on the Raiders. We look forward to next week. Thanks, Tam. Thanks, Minna.
Thanks for having me.
This is O&M Live, and on O&M Live, you won't miss a thing.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend, we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
.0% alcohol. This changes everything. Rewrite the rules. Carlton 0.
Until half-time is on in the locker room. Watch Friday night AFL footy action live on our big screen and get half-price selected beers until half-time. On now in the locker room at the SS&A.
Pain or injury can stop you from living life to the fullest. Wodonga Private Hospital specialises in advanced orthopaedic services and offers a full range of care from diagnosis to surgery and rehabilitation. Get back to the life you love with our support.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.